Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of The Shy, Season 6, Episode 3, called House Party. So let's get into this episode. Mainly, what happened in this episode is Emmett and Keisha have moved into their new home and they had a housewarming party with all their family and friends over. They had Shad came over with the Guru Man, played by D. Ray Davis. His parents, her mother and her mother's wife, her brother. Lene was there. You know who wasn't there? Jake and Gemma weren't there.
That's true. I wonder where they were.
Where are they? Because Victor was there with his girlfriend Fatima. Bakari was there. And some of their high school friends were there. And Duda, he came. He came bearing a gift.
And when Duda walks in, everyone has that look and it gets quiet.
It gets quiet. Would you rather be loved or feared?
That's a great question.
Because
let us know in the comments. Would you rather be loved or feared?
Because there was no love there. What does it feel like stepping in spaces where there's no love at all? A community of people look at you and with disgust. So he brought in this gift in a little black box with a bow. And he wanted Emmett to open up the gift right then and there, but not in the room with the people in it. He took him into his bedroom. I don't know why that needed to be in the bedroom, but okay.
All that rooms and floors.
Really? There's a garage.
Straight to the bedroom.
Straight to their bedroom.
Like there's no privacy anywhere else in the house to open this special gift.
This special gift. I mean, he presents it to him, in front of all the friends and family at the party. But they go in the back into his bedroom to give him the gift. And Emmett opens up the little black box, or it's a small black box, not very, very small, but inside of it was a gun. And Emmett didn't want it. And he voiced that he didn't want it to Duda. And Duda pretty much forced him to keep it, that tell him he needs to protect his family and his home. And he was like, he didn't want it.
Ain't nobody looking for Emmett.
Yeah.
That's Smokey's doing his job. He's
so
doing nothing crazy.
What's he setting up Emmett? Is there a body on that gun? And he will point whoever's looking for it in Emmett's direction when he needs to.
That's his backup plan. Oh, Emmett has a gun. I never touched it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what's going on, Duda.
So he'll have witnesses that Duda gave him a black box, but they didn't know what was in it.
That must be opened in privacy.
Yeah.
Kind of suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Bakari was at the party, and he noticed that Lene wasn't. She was at the party, and then she was gone, and he went looking for her. And she was out on the porch. And he comes up, he wants to put his arms around her, and she flings him off, and she goes, I don't want a street dude, because her brother got in her head that street dudes are no good.
And so did Kevin and Maisha.
Yeah. And, he's trying to tell her, it's just temporary until he can get himself together. He can't be one of them clowns with them little clown jobs working at the chicken joint or what have you. That's not good enough. He has absolutely nothing but the chicken job that his friend Papa works at, who has a home. But you have nothing. You still have nothing to show for it but an overcoat. So, they had this little rift because her brother is preaching what he should be preaching in her head. You just rather have a man who's a good man, who has, a normal job. It's not that you're making a lot of money. No one's expecting you to do that, but you're just doing the right thing. Nobody wants to be with somebody who's doing the wrong thing unless they're doing the wrong thing. So,
Two peas in a pot.
Mm-hmm.
Opposites don't always attract.
So, back to the gun. Emmett puts the gun in his nightstand drawer.
Then he proceeds to walk out, but his dad's right there. It looks like he's looking for a washroom or something.
Yeah.
Emmett's like, oh, it's right there. Emmett goes downstairs, and we're back at the party.
And when Duda was leaving the party, Emmett's father, Darnell, went outside.
Chasing Duda.
Yeah, was all up in his face. And he got real serious. He showed him that he had the gun, and he want him to take it back.
No, he said, don't let this earpiece fool you.
Oh, I know. He took the earpiece out. I don't know what. Is it 2010 in his life? Because that is so...
That's his era. He said, I'm claiming this one.
Don't let this earpiece fool you.
He took that earpiece off, and he's like, don't let this earpiece fool you.
You know he's taking that earpiece to the grave.
Oh, my God.
You know that.
And then Duda told him, oh, a protective father. I like that.
Okay.
Do you respect it?
Where's Duda's children?
Yeah, where are his children?
They're in the streets driving him.
Does he have kids?
Mm-mm. His kids Nook and Bakari.
Oh. He just picks up street kids. That looks weird. So, we see that Darnell this is the most I've seen Darnell be a father to Emmett through this whole series.
When it matters most, I guess.
He knows that Duda is not a good guy. He don't want his son around him. I'm glad. I think being married to Jada has calmed him down, and
gave him some sense.
And he has found he's find out what's really important, and he got his priorities together, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, Jada's in the house looking for Lamar. And isn't that this guy Lamar? Wasn't that Emmett's high school friend?
I don't think so.
It's not his high school friend?
I don't think so, no.
I thought it was his high school friend.
Or, it might be, but I think we're thinking of two different guys. The
guy Lamar had those little braids hanging with a gray sweater.
The box braids, yeah.
Yeah. These were their high school friends. And he even said his high school friends later, but it was interesting that Jada, Emmett's mother, kept questioning this young man, asking what he did. He was a personal trainer, kept asking him questions. You seeing somebody? Early at the party, he said he had 3 or 4 or 5 girlfriends, but nobody serious. Mm-hmm. And then when Jada asked him, he said he didn't have nobody. He's working on himself. Jada's asking him all these questions for Tracy. Why would you want Tracy to go out with a high school boy? I mean, he's not in high school, but it's your son's age. She and again, Darnell. Is it Darnell?
I think it's Darnell. I'm
okay,
not sure.
Darnell.
Emmett's father.
Emmett's father. He's gathering up his wife. Just leave it alone. He goes, I just want to, find somebody for Tracy.
Leave the boy alone.
Tracy find her own people. She was really stalking that dude. He went in her room. She go in her room.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this, young man.
Yeah.
What you doing over here, young man?
Well, what are you going to give a little boy to Tracy for? Well, Keisha's baby, Ronnie, was playing with Emmett's son, EJ, and Keisha heard them talking, and he called the little baby, his little kind of stepbrother, a bitch, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was alarming to Keisha. And she dragged Emmett into a room saying that, your son called my son a bitch. And the little boy said he heard it in his mother's car. Is it from his mother or his mother's? He was in her car. When he was with his mother, he had heard this word. And Keisha's she's into school and little kids, and she fears that he's going to be saying this in school and things like that. And she wants Emmett to talk to Keisha about it. So at the party, they were in the kitchen. Looks like they're cleaning up. Keisha and Tiffany's cleaning up. And Keisha urges Emmett to say something. Also, Rob's in the kitchen too, Tiffany's boyfriend. And Emmett brings it up to Tiffany that, little EJ's cussing at his, little brother or whatever he is to him. And they laugh it off. He called him a bitch, he heard it in the songs. We cuss, whatever. And then Keisha said something. She says, am I the only one who doesn't think it's funny? And Keisha is trying to suggest to Tiffany that he shouldn't listen to that music. Tiffany takes offense to that because I guess Tiffany feels that Keisha is crossing a boundary. You don't tell me how to raise my child. And then they left the party. It's time to go. So she dragged Rob on out, got her son, EJ, and they were gone.
That's when the party really ended.
Yeah. Because
everyone the party was like, we ain't trying to stay in this mode.
I know, because before they had a good time. They were dancing to the Wobble, the whole group. Everybody got along. It was a good time. But at this point, Tiffany and Rob are out. They're driving down the street with the little boy in the back seat. And they have rap music in the car. And Tiffany looks around and she sees that her baby boy is just bopping to this music hard. He loving it. And she feels a type of way. I think she feels insecure that maybe she is a bad mother to allow her child to listen to this type of music. And these are bad influences. And so she changes the radio station to different type of music, a softer, like, Quiet Storm type music. And then she looks back in the car at the boy in the back seat. And he's like, his hand in his head against the window. He ain't feeling that type of music. He should have been raised on that type of music.
He needs some 808s.
He was just bopping his head. So I think she didn't like to be told, but she sees that Keisha was right. And she ain't verbalizing it. But I think Rob knew what was up. He saw her looking back. He was there when she changed the station. So, I don't know how he feels about that.
I guess we're going to have to wait till the next episode to see the unfolding of EJ and the village behind it.
So at the party, not too much happened there. People leave and Keisha and Emmett get ready for bed. They're in bed and Emmett has something he wants to put in his drawer. He opens his nightstand and he notices that the gun is gone.
Real quick, after he lies to Keisha about the cigars.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he think she could just open that drawer and see that his piece is right there?
The thing is, Keisha didn't know where he put it.
I know, but how are you just going to leave it right in the open? As soon as you open the drawer, there it is.
Which is such a dumb mistake on Emmett's part, just putting the gun there. And this was a very low standing nightstand.
In reach of children.
And earlier, Keisha put her baby in bed right by the nightstand. I thought
next to it.
I thought that baby was going to get shot, but playing with it. That's what I thought was going to happen. And so he sees that his gun is gone. And he jumps up out of bed in a panic. And he looks all around. He leaves the room, comes back. Keisha's like, what's going on? He had told Keisha that the present was cigars. And so she never knew it was a gun. And what did she say? What did he say? I mean, he's up in a panic. His heart is racing.
But it's nothing.
It's nothing. And she buys this. She's very sharp everywhere else, but she buys this, or I don't know, maybe she's tired. And she goes lay back down. and goes to bed. But it was really weird how she just left it at that. Seems like I would probe a little bit more because that is weird. Are you on drugs? If there's nothing wrong, why would you get up like that?
I think she's thinking that she lied to him about Nook, so she's going to leave it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So, one thing about the gun, when Darnell had that gun the gun that Duda gave Emmett, Darnell had when he spoke to Duda. But what I don't understand is how did Darnell get that gun?
He just walked in there after he said he was going to the washroom, remember?
I get that. And where was the gun?
In the drawer.
How would Darnell look? So Darnell
he raided the whole room probably, knowing that Duda was giving his son a gun.
Oh, I could not believe your dad is in your room looking through your things. That's weird. I knew
as soon as he went up there saying he's going to the washroom, he was going to go find the gun. It was quite obvious.
He didn't even know. He assumed it was a gun because he never saw what was in the box. So he assumes that there's a gun, and you go into your son's bedroom that he shares with his adult girlfriend, and you snoop through there until you find the gun.
I think that's decent parenting. If the gift is from Duda, and you can't open it amongst the whole party, it's pretty obvious it's a gun.
I wonder what...
Does Keisha really believe Emmett can't open a box of cigars in the front of the whole party?
I know.
That makes no sense.
Right. It was weird. So that's basically was the party, right? Nothing really much happened there.
And then after that and the whole EJ, the car situation, we head over to Kevin's old spot with, what's her name?
Maisha?
No, Bakari's girlfriend.
Lene.
We head over to Lene's room where she's getting texts from Bakari saying to come outside.
Yeah.
Then she goes downstairs and lets him in. And he has some gifts and he's apologizing.
Yeah. Yeah, about him working for Duda. Because she wants him out. She wants to be with somebody who's not in that life.
And she just said, go to Smokey's.
Yeah, and he don't want no minimum wage job.
He can't work with the guy that gave him the spot on the couch.
Yeah.
He's too good for it, I guess.
And she's really pushing it. That she does. Because her brother told her, you're going to go to jail for this dude. And I think it got her thinking, I don't want this. And first of all, you're with these two women. They live in a nice home. They provided you a home. They're not doing anything illegal. Not only that, your brother, Kevin, has a nice home, making good money. He's not doing anything illegal. You see Maisha on stage earning some money. She's not doing anything illegal. Papa is working at a fast food place. A good guy. He's not doing anything illegal. And then you see a little bit older kids, the Emmett and Keisha, they got a whole home that they purchased. And now, that might be a little illegal. In fact, when the party started, Keisha's mom came in and she was a little upset because Keisha didn't tell her that she was buying a house. Now, if these kids would have just spoke to their father, Darnell wanted to help Emmett, and if Keisha would have spoke to her mother and her mother's wife, maybe they would have seen some paperwork. What is the interest rate? They would have said something. I know when I bought my first place, I had my dad there, and he looked at every piece of paper before I signed it, and I was very grown. So these kids, this is how you get yourself caught up. So Lene wants better for herself. She just of course. And I think that's what girls need to do. They need to let these guys know that all the stuff flies. I want you to just be a good person. And I think if a lot of girls accept that, that's what girls want. Guys are going to start doing what girls want,
I believe.
But you want all those bags and this and this and that, and they got to get the money somehow, and everybody's competing with each other.
Forget your bag. Go get a bag at Target.
Really? Get a paper bag.
Go pay 25 cents, get you a big old
You
paper
know,
bag from the
people
store.
really, God, save your money. So, are we missing anything else?
I think we covered everything.
I think so. It was a nice little house party. They're setting it up, so we're gonna see.
Mid-season, here we come.
Really, all eyes on Duda.
Really, who's gonna do Duda's doing?
Who's gonna, yeah.
Who's gonna do Duda?
Who's gonna do Duda? Who's gonna get him?
Is Duda gonna get dead?
He gonna get got? He needs some. I want to know if he's gonna get shot by Darnell. Somebody
Makari? Papa's dad?
Right.
Emmett?
All he has is enemies, because he's talked to Victor too, and Victor pretty much said, "Look, I'm in office. Don't speak to me any kind of way."
Mm-hmm.
So nobody likes you. Not even Tracy.
Might be Nook.
Yeah, I don't even think I think Nook doesn't respect you. And another thing that happened was Rob smoking with Nook, sharing his product, his smooth weed. And of course, Rob wouldn't tell him where he got it from, but Rob wanted to know. He asked him, about who killed Q, his uncle. And he's like, everybody wanted him dead. He was into this and that. He wouldn't give it up. But Rob is sensing something. He's doing the dirty work for his mother, finding this answer. Little things, little stories like that. We had Papa talking to his girlfriend, and I think it really showed in this episode. It was good. It had a lot of positive black men stepping up here and there in a lot of ways. You had Darnell, you had Papa, you had Victor.
Victor, yeah.
They were stepping up and being more...
Kevin.
Kevin stepped up?
Well, not really.
No. But they just... they were... You could see men of the community, men of the family. They were positive. It was a positive look at a lot of black men in this episode. And then a lot of black men being good influences, I think, on other black men. So that's what I think this episode showed in a lot of ways as well.
It did. That's a great point to touch on.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Good writing this episode.
Yeah, it was good.
No shooting.
No shooting. There was a gun, but no shooting.
Can't forget.
Yeah. It was not a bad episode. But I guess that's it for now. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. But we gotta go, 'cause what?
We got some living to do.
Bye.